This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred down at the Wayne today ahead of Fight Camp Week 2 with me, Mark Bennett. Mark, first and foremost, we'll come on to the boxing in a minute. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate, yes. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you for asking. You're here, Fight Camp Week 2, you're going to be on the show, you're in there with Alen Babic. Talk to me about how this fight came about, Mark, and how much notice have you had as well?
I've had 7 weeks' notice. I've been offered it a few times, but they kept offering me it with a couple of days' notice, and we kept saying to them, listen, I'm not a journeyman, I'll come and I'll have a tear-up, we'll have a fight. So they offered me it with 7 weeks, and we took it, and we're just taking it now, and then we're here. So, yeah.
You've got your wish, you've had that 7 weeks of notice. How full of confidence are you based on the camp you've had going into this fight?
I mean, don't get me wrong, mate, I'm confident. I'm really confident that I'm going to win this fight. I'd have been happy with a bit more of a camp. 12 weeks would have been ideal, coming out the back end of lockdown, but yeah, I'm happy, I'm here. We're good, mate, I'm good to go.
With Alen Babic, he does what he says on the tin. He's never going to do anything different. That's what he's made no secret of since he turned professional. What do you do to weather that early storm that you know is coming?
Listen, mate, I mean, I've been punched by a lot of your hands and him. Sokolowski, Nick Webb, you know, I've had some tough kids in that ring, and he's no different, mate. He's no different, and I mean, he might come and a few more punches around the edges, but I'll be able to weather it, and we'll just go with that, mate. I'm happy to stand there and trade with him.
The thing people keep talking about is size, but do you think your boxing ability's been underestimated going into this fight a bit?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as I've said before, mate, I'm not the best boxer. I'm a fighter myself. Like, so me and Babic, you know, like, we are who we are. Like, we're both come forward fighters, and I think we're both going to meet in the middle. But I have got a good boxing ability, and I think that I could keep him in the end of my job if I wanted to, but I might not want to. I might want to get involved and I'll see how I feel at night and just fucking get to it with him.
The big question mark has always been with Alen Babic. He's never been past 3 rounds. The question people are always asking is what happens if he throws the kitchen sink? Will the tank empty if the opponent's still in there? Do you think you could potentially take him out in the second half of this fight?
Yeah, mate. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to stand there and just take everything he throws. I'm going to fight fire with fire. But I'm going to be weathering the storm. I'm going to be taking it. Hopefully he weathers and he shoots his muck, and then I'll come on to him, mate, and I'll push hard and I'll stop him in the later rounds.
There's been a lot of talk from Alen this week. Mark, you don't strike me as the kind of guy to be particularly bothered by that. What have you made of his character and the things he's been saying this week?
Listen, mate, it is what it is. Like I said before, let him do him and I'll do me. I do my business how I do my business, and he can do his how he does his. I do think it's a front, and I do think, I mean, he's been hiding in shadows around hotel. I've not really seen much of him. We've not bumped into each other. We've not bumped chests really, apart from on stage. So, yeah, I think he's. Don't get me wrong, he sells it though, doesn't he? You know, like he does it well. He does, but yeah, I talked a lot of bollocks about me lead up, like, and just is what it is, mate. We just take it with a pinch of salt and we go from there.
You mentioned there the only time we really exchange words face to face. There's a few words exchanged up there during the face-off yesterday. Can you just tell us a bit about what was actually said?
Yeah, he says, you're a big lad. I went, yeah, I'm a big lad. Then he called me a dickhead. Then I called him a dickhead. And it was just about that, mate, really. It wasn't much to go by. To be fair, yeah, that was it. We muttered a few bit words each. But, I mean, to be fair, when he was talking, I didn't really catch what he said. Most of it was like, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. But yeah, we'll just leave it to him, mate. I just fucking get on with it and I'll just smile and wave.
Big stage tomorrow night, Mark. We've seen it out there, the whole setup. You're going to be on DAZN as well. Have you thought about what a win would do for the trajectory of your career, the big nights that would open up?
Oh, massively, yeah. If I win, well, when I win tomorrow, it'll open a lot of doors. I believe that I can go into full-time training. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a full-time athlete. I'm running a business, I'm working, I'm grafting, I've got 4 kids and a wife at home, you know. I'm breaking my back at doing all angles, trying to please everything. He's just sat at home and he goes to the gym, goes back to his city, goes to the gym again. You know, so that's ideally what I want to be doing. Full-time athlete, and more nights like this to come. That'd be my aim, mate. Yeah, massively.
That's something we don't always take into consideration with fighters that aren't full-time fighters. You say that you run a business, you're a father as well. What is that like, trying to manage your time and preparing for a fight of this magnitude as well that could change your life? Oh,
mate, do you know what? Do you know, like, so, I mean, to take you through an average day of myself, like, I'll get up, I'll go for a run or a bike ride or whatever in the morning, and then I'll go to work, I'll come home from work, or I'll go straight to the gym from work. I mean, sometimes I don't walk in my door till 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. My wife packs me up for the next day with my snap, Sometimes we struggle to see the kids. You know, it's hard. It's an hard life, mate. But it's the life we choose, though, isn't it? So I can't dwell on it, mate. I can't. That's what I want, and I'm trying to do it for a bit bigger and a better future for my family. That's the only reason I'm stood here.
And Mark, final one from me. Your old foe Nick Webb is on the card as well this weekend, in against Fabio Wardley. Brilliant domestic fight. How do you see that fight playing out? Can you pick a winner?
To pick a winner, I can't. I do think that Nick Webb's been overlooked, mate. I do massively think that Wardley's looking through Webb. I do think that Webb could stop him in the earlier rounds, but it is a brilliant fight. It is a good fight. It could go either way. It's the same as myself and Alen. You know, they're both 50-50 fights. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better two heavyweight fights, really, if you ask myself. But yeah.
All right, Mark. Thank you as always. Speaking of Boxing Social, best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.